we're buying a 300 plus acre property, and we've already closed in escrow. So basically, the attorney's holding it while we figure out this issue dealing with a railroad bed that crosses the property. And there's a neighboring landowner that way back in the 1800s, they owned this railroad. And back in 2003, they put into the county records an affidavit of ownership asserting that they own the railroad bed that crosses their property and then onto ours. And it is a key part of the internal access and road system of the property. So basically, we can't close until we clear this cloud on the property. So now we're negotiating with this very large landowner to try to get them to release their claim on it. And it's likely a spurious claim, but we're just trying to resolve it amicably in an economical way. But I think my experience as an attorney and looking at problems like this, saying, yes, this may be our right, but let's be pragmatic about this and figure this out in an economic way. I think that helps there just with the attitude to take towards problems like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So is that something, do you talk directly with the other party there and just say, hey, let's make a deal? Or are you going back and forth through lawyers? Or how do you approach that? How do you try to massage that situation?
So for this one, it's a family corporation that they have, and then they've always had an attorney. So we are having our closing attorney, amazing real estate attorney. He's the guy that's handling the communication with their family attorney on this one. We have another deal going on where I'm directly negotiating an easement. It's a landlocked property. I'm directly negotiating an easement through a different large landowner. He has the plantation in a conservation easement, like one of the tax purposes conservation easement, so you can get all these tax savings on. So we are getting an easement through his land. For that, I'm directly talking to him. For the railroad deal, it's just a little bit different of a situation, and they're requesting that we pay them something. So we're handling that through our attorney so that we don't get double crossed there.
Yeah. And so when you're negotiating these deals personally, like an easement, aside from, hey, I'll just give you this much money, what other levers can you pull or which ways can you incentivize to be creative about working those types of deals?
The big thing that I'd tell people is, look, I don't want to change the character of your land. All I want to do is get to my property, and I'm not going to cause a problem for you. I'm willing to put it in the easement language that I can use this existing road, and that's it. I don't want to bulldoze anything. I don't want to do anything there. I just want to get to my property. And that person, of course, they're a property owner because you want to get over theirs. They typically get that. Like the landlocked deal I was telling you about, like that guy, he's not even asking for anything. We skip traced him. I called him up. He had some information about him on the internet and just asked him about some of the things that I'd read. And we established a rapport. And then he probably asked me 20 times, 20 different ways that he's not going to be deeding me any piece of his land. And I had to assure him of that. Like, no, we just need the easement for ingress, egress over it. And he's
Hmm.
like, okay, get me the language. I'll get it to my attorney. Then we'll be good. So it's just like negotiating a land deal. You just have to establish that rapport and trust and to do what you say that you're going to do.
Hmm.